All right, y'all. Welcome to Ronald's Coffee with Comics. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, been reading about an Iron Fist situation. So, saying that Iron Fist may become someone different than Danny Rand. They say he may be changing to Shang-Chi from another universe. Supposedly this has already been done in the comics. Shang-Chi is actually the Iron Fist from another universe. I believe it's the 6160, 6160, or I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I've been out of comics for a little bit, so some of the things that are going on, I'm not too privy to the information and to the way things are. But I do like to read and keep up. But I did see that this is a thing. But how y'all feel about that? How do you feel about Iron Fist, or should I say Shang-Chi? And it's actually not, I don't think it's pronounced Shang-Chi because it's spelled Shang, Q-I-E. The Iron Fist, that is the Shang-Chi that we know in the other universe. So it may have a different pronunciation. So I'll tell you what I feel. I'm not crazy about it. Okay, but the fact that he's from another universe, okay, that's fine. He's the Iron Fist in that universe. But when it comes to the 626 or 616, I want Danny Rand to continue to be the current Iron Fist. Now I know, they change over periods of time. I get that. But Danny Rand is still in this time frame, this time, I guess you could say current time, this age of comics. And it's not time for him to check out. I feel as though Danny Rand, the Iron Fist, is his own character that we've grown to know his history, know his character. And Shang-Chi is another character that has his own history. And the 616, 626, 616. Okay, and we know him as his own character. So, in my mind, to mesh them together and make them one, and then the one character just totally disappears, I don't like that idea at all. Don't like that at all. And the reason I'm saying that this could be the case is because I also read that Marvel has been trying to phase out Danny Rand as the Iron Fist since the 80s. Now, I don't know if I believe that. Maybe that is the case. But I don't know if I believe that due to the pure and simple fact that Power Man and Iron Fist, Heroes for Hire, was a very popular comic during that time frame, especially the late 70s into the early 80s. Okay? And they even tried to redo that comic, that title, here in the 2000s. I can't remember the exact time frame, but they did try to redo that title, Heroes for Hire, and none other than Luke Cage, Power Man, and Iron Fist, Danny Rand. Even though I didn't really like that version, I did read it because I was excited about it. Because they made Danny Rand and Iron Fist, they made him goofy. They made him like he was like Luke Cage was the freaking bulldog, and Iron Fist, Danny Rand was the little Chihuahua puppy. You know how they used to do that in like the Looney Tunes cartoons? Yeah, and I didn't think that was cool. I can't say it started off exactly that way, but it became that way as we move forward, as the comic progressed. And I don't even think it lasted long. I think it might have lasted a year, if that, maybe two, if that. But it wasn't long for the universe. So those are my feelings. So, let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know what you think about this. I don't think Danny Rand should be going anywhere. And then not only that, because of the comic, they also did the Netflix shows, and Iron Fist was none other than Danny Rand. Okay? Same history. Now, might be a little hard to, give that any credit, because the first season it really came, it did not come correct. And if anybody kind of fell off from that, I can understand it. But they did redeem themselves somewhat in season 2. But season 1 was just, the story wasn't bad, but I can't remember last name Finn, the actor. They did not have him prepared for that part. There was no choreography. There was no way you could believe that this man was number 1 or 2 in martial arts in the Marvel Universe. And I say 1 or 2 because you got Shang-Chi, you got Iron Fist. I'm not sure who's going to win that fight. If he don't use his Iron Fist, I think Shang-Chi going to take it. But there was no way you were not convincing anybody that this guy was that guy. And, that was a disappointment to me. But like I said, they really leaned into the Heroes for Hire in season 2. They even made, give more of a Daughters of the Dragon. I mean, that was huge. That was huge. And I enjoyed that. So, but that's just my opinion. It's my opinion. And, yeah, like I said, I just think Danny needs to stay. Danny Rand. And for them to get, try to phase him out, I don't think that that's a good idea. I'm not a fan of this, these changes that they make to some of the characters. One of them that I was really disappointed with when I first heard of it, I've learned to live with it now. I even kind of like it. Was when they changed Mary Jane to MJ. Not even quite the real Mary Jane, but that's the one thing I'm not crazy about with this new Spider-Man, Tom Holland. But I'm hoping that now, with everything that was previously happened has been erased. Now that that's been erased, that we're going to get some more Spider-Man that may be more true to what we know. Are we going to get a Gwen Stacy? I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be the case, but man, would that make things right. And, they can keep, they can keep MJ as the MJ that we have. But yeah, I wasn't crazy about that. And I never watched that third iteration of the Fantastic Four, because when they changed the whole family dynamic and they made Michael B. Jordan Johnny Storm, yeah, I refuse to watch that. I won't. I'll never say never. I won't say never, but I don't think I'll be watching that if I'm in my right frame of mind. But yeah. So hopefully, and I know here lately they've been having some different iterations. Now, if you watched Eyes of Wakanda, you saw that there was a Iron Fist variation, but this Iron Fist was the Iron Fist from 1400 AD era. So, and it was a lady Iron Fist, and you know that was good. That was good. But the other thing is, you know, the reason why it's going to be important that, they make that decision is because we also have the Netflix characters are coming back. We have Daredevil, we have the Punisher, we have Kingpin, okay? We also have Jessica Jones is going to be coming in the next season of Daredevil. And hopefully Luke Cage, I think he's, they're in the talks with him. And there hasn't been any word on Iron Fist, but I don't know if they're going to try to, make this change. They got plenty of time to get this guy right where he needs to be, to be convincing that he is that Iron Fist. But we'll see what they're going to do. But hey, I just thought I'd touch on that. Let me know what y'all's thoughts are on the possible changing of Iron Fist. And if you do read the comic of Shang-Chi being the Iron Fist in a different dimension, another timeline, let me know what your thoughts are on that. What do you think about it? You know what I mean? And do you feel as though Danny Rand should be faded out as the Iron Fist to be replaced by something new? Well, gave you my thoughts, my ideas. So, till next time, y'all. And don't forget to hit that subscribe, and God bless.